Where you're not shameful to stand in your light anymore. You're not shameful to express your light anymore. This has accelerated you to the next level, to the next thing now. This new thing that we're dealing with now, that you're dealing with now. It's like, okay, this activation happened just like recent. Some kind of a light that's been activated inside of you. This has sent a and any dis-ease is illuminated and completely healed. Hi, you guys. Thank you guys for being here. So look, this is a really cool message. Okay, so if you found this message, wow, that's so funny how this comes out. Wow. Okay, I was just shuffling and something came out and it's perfect with this message. So what's happening right now, you guys, if you found this message, as of recently, you have been through some kind of a light activation with Hathor. There's been some kind of activation inside of you as of lately, okay? And it's activated this side of you where you're not shameful to stand in your light anymore. You're not shameful to express your light anymore. This has accelerated you to the next level, to the next thing that we're dealing with now. This next thing that we're dealing with now, that you are dealing with now. It's like, okay, this activation happened with you, right? Just as of recent. There's some kind of a light that's been activated inside of you. This has sent a signal to specific beings out there, and these beings, we're calling them the blue beings today, okay? These blue beings have been signaled by your recent light activation. This signaling has sent an invitation of healing. Your soul wanted some kind of a healing to them, from them, excuse me. This is what's happening. What's interesting is the two cards you got, Hathor Light Activation, that's the bottom of the deck, and this is what you have recently been through, is an activation which has sent out another signal. Okay, it's turned on another light inside of you, which is sending out a new signal. And this signal is reaching these blue beings. Okay, and these blue beings are understanding the message that your soul is sending them. And it's a message saying, I need some more healing and I need your guys' help. These beings come to you when it's like something that is, it's a deeper healing. And it's somewhat of a miraculous healing. Okay, it's something that you might thought that you never would have healed. And here comes these beings to heal it. Okay, and these beings, though, is what I'm trying to say is that these beings wouldn't have been called or wouldn't have been reached if you didn't go through this recent light activation. You know, this one says light activation, this one says light transmission. Because of this activation that you had recently, it sent out a signal to these beings, and these beings wouldn't have been able to be contacted if you didn't go through this. Okay, so I hope this is making sense. All right. What's interesting is what fell out was there's always a solution. And what I was going to say, I laughed because what I was going to say is you might be healing something that you thought you would never heal. There's always a solution. And these blue beings are the solution right now. They're bringing some kind of healing modality, healing energy to you, and it's exactly what you need. And we have pray at the bottom of the deck. This is something that you prayed for to heal. You've been praying to heal this specific thing. These blue beings are being sent your way because of this recent activation that you've had. You've had a recent light activation. Your light signature, your energy is different. And it's sending out a different signal, okay, to the earth, to God, to these beings. And these blue beings are picking up your signal now. And these blue beings can only be sent to people, you know, I feel that have had some type of activation here. That's what I'm feeling. So what I'm going to do is we're going to read this, the blue beings, just really quick, and that's the only one I'm going to read. It says, there are many names for these beings, okay? There we go. There are many names for these beings, such as extraterrestrials, star people, star ancestors, sky people, and more. Whatever they are called, they are divinely inspired, evolved beings existing in dimensions that we can't even comprehend. These dimensions are alternate realities, and are so far in the future that these bright ones see beyond anything that troubles us now. That's why this is so miraculous, is these beings, they already know your story. They're in the future. They're coming here to you to give you this healing energy from the future. That's why this is miraculous, and you're going to heal something that you thought you never would. So these overseers of the cosmos are like angels in the sense that they are expressions of the divine, fully connected to the heart of source. Star beings exist in multiple forms, and in this case appear as blue beings. They are here to transport you energetically to their healing sanctuaries so that you can be whole and healed. Wow. They come in peace, radiating the highest light and frequencies that can assist you on all levels of healing. They work on a quantum level, and thus when their healing touches your life, the root cause of any dis-ease is illuminated and completely healed. Your message is, if the world feels overwhelming or intense, know that hands of light are upon you now. Take a moment to retreat to a safe place to cleanse and recharge your energy. Don't feel guilty about it. You don't need to be constantly in the limelight or in the service of others. This is not a time to sacrifice your own well-being in order to serve others. Take the time to recharge, observe, and review how you feel. This is a deeply healing time for you. You may have been on this path for a long time and experienced miraculous and healing moments, but now you are going deeper. This is about healing from the inside out. Be open to learning new information and gaining insights about your life that will bring you a deeper state of wholeness and connection with yourself. Cosmic beings are surrounding you now and are leading the way on this ever-unfolding journey. All right. So you have beings from the future coming to you, okay, to give you some kind of information. But what I'm getting is some kind of a healing that is, it's a healing that, it's like something that you didn't think you'd heal. It's something that you prayed for. Whatever this healing, this is what the healing is coming for. It's something you prayed for. Hey, Phoenix, don't do that. Oh, what a little shit ass. You know, what's interesting, I just think it's so beautiful that, you know, it's something you prayed for, and it's something that maybe you thought that there wasn't a solution for. And Spirit is here to show you that there is always a solution, and it's coming from the future. Your solution is coming from the future. Beautiful. That's what's happening here. 66 is relevant. The number 66, 666, that is relevant here. What I'm going to do is we are going to get one of these. Something you never thought could be fixed. We have a broken heart at the bottom of the deck. Blossoming abundance. The thinking man. This could have been overthinking as well. And the angel of balance. Balance is being restored angelically. You know, you could call them angels, you can call them ETs, whatever you want to call them. These beings are from the future and they're here to help. Let's just say that. And I just put it on the sun. So let's get some information here. What's going on with them? What do they need to know? You're being healed. Okay? We have victory, rest, and rejuvenation. This is your time to not overextend yourself. And I'm getting that maybe there's some people, we have 1010 as well. 1010 coming out. Okay, this is how you want, you know, if you want to be victorious, Spirit is saying you better rest. You better rest, okay? Like, what I'm getting here is like rest because something's coming. Like there's something here that like you're gonna be victorious over something. Whoa, this is whatever you're healing. This is something you've been fighting within the body. Wow. There's something you've been fighting within the body. I don't know if you're fighting your body, like your body, like not understanding your physical human vessel and not understanding how it works, what it needs, what it doesn't need. I'm getting maybe even like addictions, okay? And yeah, I bring that up, you know, because this is something that we deal with. I've dealt with it. I know there's a lot of people that have dealt with it. And this is a huge thing in our physical body and in the connection that we are all dealing with is addictions on all levels, whether this is addiction to social media, addiction to low vibrational music. You know what I mean? Addiction to a person that's not good for you. You know, there's so many different addictions: food, sugar, alcohol, drugs, sex. Like, there's so many different types of addictions and so many different levels that we can be addicted to it. The way we can be addicted to it. So many different levels. But what Spirit is saying, whatever is being whatever's being healed within your body, you will be victorious. This is what Spirit is saying. It's like, here, they're giving you something. These beings are giving you a gift of healing, okay? And this is a gift of healing from the future coming to you. And this is something that you thought you would never heal, you guys. This is really beautiful. Like, there's nothing I feel that's almost like more important than this. I just feel like this is the root of everything. Whatever's being healed inside of you is the root of everything. And it's like, once this is healed, it's like, game on. Like, I am ready, world. Like I'm ready to build the life I actually want. I'm ready to go after what I want. I'm ready to say no to that person and say yes to that one. You know, I'm ready to live my life how I want. I'm ready to not feel guilty about it either. You know, and I just feel like a return of energy here for you, that it's like it gives you this vitality again to keep going and to get back up, you know, and to keep going. Like, there's something being healed inside of you that is miraculous. And I want to get some tarot now. There's something miraculous that is being healed inside of you, and we are going to get, at the end, I'm going to get an angelic activation, because that would be extremely fitting for this right now. Like, what are the angels activating? Because, like I said, you can call them whatever you want to call them. We're calling them the blue beings today. But whatever you want to call them, it doesn't matter. These beings are angelic. They are not from here, and they are here to help us. They know more than we do. Okay, so I split on the Six of Wands and the Four of Wands, and now the Empress. And now the Knight of Pentacles. This is the offer that they're giving you. These blue beings are coming in, and this could come through a person. You could be aligned with this, which is so interesting, because you guys, this is interesting. I just booked a healing session. I didn't realize this. I just now realized this. Just yesterday, and I didn't get to book it, but I sent the person the message, and I want to tell you guys, please, if you have anything, like if you want a healing session, there's someone who, his website is called starsoulhealing.com. This is who I went to, and you send him a message and let him know, like, what is it that you need. Like, I asked for like a remote healing session, because I've been feeling extremely low on my energy, and I've been clearing my energy, cleaning it. I'm trying to do my best. You know, I don't spend my time with many people. You know, I don't like to mix my energies with many people, but I'm still feeling drained. And I don't know if it's because of the work I do, I'm sure, right? But I needed help. I needed help, yeah, and I know that. So anyways, I wrote him a message yesterday, and what's interesting about all of this is because I'm thinking that this healing for you is going to come through a person. Like, you're going to meet someone, or you're going to be sent to the right healer. I don't know. But there's a reason why this is happening, and there's a reason why I'm thinking of Star Soul Healing. So please, someone here, your Star team wants you to reach out to this starsoulhealing.com. People call him Star Soul Man, okay? That's his name on there, is Star Soul Man, okay? He's amazing. He's really, really good. It's no bullshit, straight to the point. If you like me, you like me. You don't. Either way, I'm going to spit the truth. I'm just going to tell you how it is. That's his energy. Very like Archangel Michael, kind of. I just realized that. Okay, so anyways, yeah, please check him out, you guys. He's got a YouTube channel on here, Star Soul Man. Check that out. He's great. He tells the truth. And what I'm going to say is, anybody that gets on here and just tells their truth, I have a lot of respect for. But this person I have a lot of respect for, because he actually had a channel with more subscribers on it, and he left that channel. And I have a feeling because he felt like it wasn't like authentic to him, or there was people on there that were just there because like they wanted something different out of him. And he's not there to like make friends and be social, like even though that's great, that's wonderful, but that's not what he's there for. Like the number one thing he's there for is to heal. He's here to share his gift with us. And some people aren't ready for that. And there was a channel that he used to have that he knew that there was people on there that were just using him, or just not there for the right reasons. So it's like he started a whole new channel, and now he's being more, I think he's, it's like he's being more vigilant about like who's on there and stuff. I don't know. I'm not really sure. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of, this is me like just guessing from the outside. I'm not sure. But anyways, I have a feeling, there's a reason why I said all this. I have a feeling that you are going to either go to a specific healer, a healer will be sent to you. There's something about this, about it coming through a person, okay? Like you're going to meet someone, and these blue beings are going to come through them. All right, and you will be victorious. Someone here, like I said, you need to rest. You need rest. And I'm hearing don't feel guilty when you do rest. Eight of Pentacles. Working hard, right? Working hard, you need rest. You've been working very hard on your tree of life, going through each thing. And what I'm getting is like each wounding. You've been healing, you guys. This is why these blue beings are coming to you. And it's really because they've been watching you, you guys. You know, they've been watching you. Hammer away. Death and rebirth. After death and rebirth, I'm feeling like you've been through those death and like these are all death and rebirths. That's what I'm getting. You've been through a lot. So again, I want to say that these beings have been watching you try to heal yourself and heal in different ways. They see that you are inspired to heal. They see that you want to heal. That's why they're coming in. It's like they've been feeling your prayer, and what I'm hearing is it's not even about what you said. Your vessel has been sending out a prayer to these beings, regardless of the words you spoke. It's about your energy. Your being has been sending out a prayer to these beings, and these beings are answering the prayer, and they're going to show you that there's always a solution. This is so freaking beautiful. We got the moon coming out here, and then we have 10 of Wands. Yeah, okay, so there was an illusion, like I said, about overworking yourself, overextending yourself, trying to be there for everyone is what I'm getting here, and putting way too much on your plate. You need this rest and rejuvenation. You need it so bad, okay? With this 10 of Wands at the bottom of the deck, you need this so bad. The reason why you are so exhausted is because of some illusion of feeling like you have to work, you have to go. This is an illusion, but this is why you're so exhausted. It's because there's an illusion that's inside of you saying you got to keep going, and this is what's being healed. This is one of the things that's being healed, so you can rest and rejuvenate. Whatever's being healed in you, okay, is going to allow you to rest and rejuvenate yourself. Oh, way too many. I'm not taking 4. Of course, I'm going to look at them. King of Cups, 9 of Swords, 9 of Wands, and Ace of Pentacles. And King of Pentacles on the bottom. So I do feel like someone here, there is something here about overworking yourself, burdening yourself, putting too much pressure on yourself when it comes to money. There's something here about money and worrying about money too much. And I know that you're probably thinking, well, I wish I didn't have to. I wish I didn't have to worry about money. But it's always spiritual, right? Like even if you're worried about something in the physical, you guys, it's in the spirit first. There's something off in the spirit. And that's what's being healed. It's like we're getting to the root, okay? That's what this is. Okay, we have Queen of Cups. God, I cannot turn these cards over because I don't have nails. It takes me a while. Okay, so we have Queen of Cups, Nine of Cups, Page of Cups. Okay. And then the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Okay, Queen of Cups. So what I'm going to say here, this is about your intuition, right? Especially, it's right next to the moon. There is something here about your intuition and following it to what fills you up, okay? You could be a water sign, don't have to be, but I'm picking up on a water sign right now that is receiving a wish fulfillment that has something to do with their intuition and their gifts. And it has something to do with the Page of Cups. This is a wish fulfillment that's coming in here. It's a prayer. Something here is being healed inside of you that you've wished for, and I am getting from childhood. Whatever this is, it's from childhood. This wish fulfillment, you've wanted it since you were a child. What is it? What is this wish fulfillment? Whatever's being healed, this healing is the wish fulfillment. So whatever's being healed inside of you is something that you could have had since you were a child. Whoa. Like I said, we're getting to the root. Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck with the devil right behind that. We're getting to the root of something here. This could have been family, something from family, okay? Something just in your DNA that is now being healed, that you've had your whole life, okay? So what we're going to do now, this is some kind of wish fulfillment. It is some kind of prayer, okay? With the prayer and the Nine of Cups, this is some kind of wish fulfillment. Whatever healing, whatever they heal inside of you, it's something that you have wished to heal. You wanted this to heal for so long, you never thought it would, okay? So what I'm going to do is just get one of these. And oh, that's right. I'm going to get an angelic activation, not this. But for some reason, why did I get this? There's a third-party situation here. Spirit is saying that you're learning how to cut out of your life a third-party situation. They are they are trying to cause destruction. This could be an older man we're talking about. This is just getting specific with someone. But Spirit is saying that we're preparing you to leave. Wow, that was crazy. Yep, you are protected, and you're about to see just how protected you are. Okay, it's like Spirit. I feel Spirit doing a lot behind the scenes with you. A lot's being moved around. Look at what you're manifesting. You're manifesting number one, nice people that want to see you elevate and not be jealous of your success. You're manifesting unexpected money. So money finding you in unexpected ways, like things that you never thought of. Okay. What I want to do, the last thing I want to do is an angelic activation. And that's it. I want to see what is activating in you. I split it on powers, and then I split it on universal energies, the blue beans. And Michael, Archangel Michael, talks about clearing your way. Clearing the way. So Archangel Michael could be relevant. There's a reason why I even talked about him earlier. Oh, sorry, Onyx. Gabriel, healing the child within. Like I said, you've been carrying this around since a child. Whatever this is that is being healed, beautiful. Archangel Gabriel says there are parts of yourself you had to abandon. I just want to show you something. I can't even get it. Abandonment, okay? You felt abandoned as a child. There's a wounding here, okay? This wounding is being healed. There's some kind of wounding here since a child. Wow. But now it's essential. Sorry. You abandoned, okay, there are parts of yourself you had to abandon in your early years in order to survive. But now it's essential to reclaim all those parts in order to thrive. The child within you requires some tender, loving care at this time. So let them come to the surface and express all that needs to be shared. Hold them with compassion and give them radical healing, understanding, and love. Activation, I let healing and light reach all parts of myself. These blue beans are healing something in you. Like I said, this is something you picked up as a child, and I don't know what this is. Overactive masculine. Who knows? Not being like seen, like you don't feel seen. The last one I'm going to read is the bottom of the deck, and it talks about, it says seraphim. divine compensation. All the good that you have done is blessing your pathway. When you do good, take loving action, and share without hesitation, you build a powerful energy field that will protect and guide you on your way. All the generosity and kindness you have shared in your life is now coming back in a miraculous wave of light to lead you towards your next phase. This is the law of divine compensation. Activation, my own goodness attracts good things, opportunities, and experiences. Experiences. Fuck, I can never say that word. Experiences. Whatever. So Seraphim and Archangel Gabriel are your angels today. Truffles. Okay, this is beautiful, you guys. This is what is happening here. You're being contacted by these blue beings because there's been a light activation as of recent. These blue beings are coming in, and you will be victorious with this, whatever's happening here. Whatever you're meant to heal with these blue beings, you guys will be victorious over this. This is beautiful. I feel like the victorious is coming out because the blue beings are from the future, and they're trying to say that you've already won. Okay? You've already won. There's divine compensation. The healing that's coming to you, it's divine compensation because you've already been through this light activation as of recent. This is happening because of that. You've sent out a new signal because of this light activation that you had of recently. There's a new signal you send out to the universe, and it's being met. It's being received. You are being received, and it's time. You're healing that child within. There's something here, okay, that you're healing that you thought you would never heal. I love you. This is the message. I'll see you in the next one. Yeah, I'm bringing it. Crazy? Yes. This is beautiful. So this is going to be a really important message for someone from Spirit. What do they really need you to know right now?
Hi everyone, this is Star Channel Tarot. And I'm going to be looking at your person. Make sure this is recording. Yes, okay. Tarot has no gender. This is a general reading. Please use your discernment. Take what's yours, leave the rest. There could be a special message in here for you. I do not pull on toxic energy. If you're curious as to what I describe as toxic energy, go look at an old reading. Readings are timeless. This can be the past, present, the future. If you don't understand what I mean by that, go look at an old reading. The energy can be flipped. If it's not you, it can be your person. This is my interpretation of the energy. This is what I can see coming through. But once again, I am reading energy. The energy is neither, it has no gender. So it can be embodied by either. And I'm doing my best to interpret it. And I am human and I am flawed. So work with me, my friends. If you want to book a reading with me, shoot me an email, starchanneltarot@gmail.com. All my info is in my bio. Remember to like, hype, share, comment, subscribe, set your notifications if you like my style. That way you can join the lives. I really like the lives because I like participating with my peeps out here. And if you enjoy the energy, remember to participate with the video because the grass is always greener where you water it. There you go. Whatever you put your focus on is going to be beautiful and grow. And last but not least, thank you for your tips and your donations. I am extremely grateful. I know how hard everyone works for their money. I know how hard you work for your money. And I'm very grateful that you're reciprocating the love. Even if all you can afford is to watch the videos, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Okay, let's begin. Can I get 3, please? I hope you guys are all doing well wherever you are. If you guys are watching, are driving, and you can't see the, I don't know, because I listen to podcasts and books while I'm driving, so I like very descriptive readings or podcasts. Okay, it looks like you're on the bottom of the deck. Your person was materialistic, whether they wanted money or they were concerned about what other people thought about them, their status. They were very focused on other people's perception of them. The cards that have fallen out to the table, we have the yes card and 2 cards that are flipped. So first of all, that is telling me that you are not aware of these things. So there could be a lot of hidden factors, a lot of hidden things between you and your person. There's a reinvention. There's a metamorphosis of mind and spirit, changing oneself into something better. Working on shadow aspects and becoming aware of strengths and weaknesses. Your person is doing some major glow up, baby. Glow up, glow up. Oh, twin flame. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? That was my tummy. I don't know if you guys heard it because these mics are pretty good. Well, I don't know if you heard it. Okay, I'm just blown away. I don't even know. I don't think I've had this come out like this ever. So it's basically telling us, it's confirming that your person is going through metamorphosis. Your person is going through transformation. Your person is going through something heavy so that they can change and become your twin flame. Let me remind you, just because you know, if you have a very strong feeling and you and your person are aligned in a certain fashion with your twin flame, until they are awakened, they are not your twin. It is your job to ascend and continue to heal and grow so that you can be your divine self. Fluffy, come here, so you can be the divine counterpart. Sorry, that was my kitty. But until that happens, you will not be a twin flame until your person ascends after you. In this cycle, the divine feminine ascends first and the divine masculine follows. That does not mean the woman or the man. It's whoever embodies the energy. I repeat, the energy is independent of gender. So somebody, your person, come on, Fluffy. That's my baby. Hold on, let me get him. Your person was mentally materialistic. Here we go. There were differences. This popped out. There were differences. So you guys could be different religion, different race, different nationalities. One is awakened, one is not awakened, which is exactly my little spiel that I just went through right now. Differences in status, money, power, culture, education. This can be difference in race, difference in religion, same sex, whatever your society, wherever you live, whatever your society is against, okay? Because it's going to be different in different communities, right? Like even if your society is very progressive, but they're against you dating somebody who is not progressive, that could be a twin flame. Or if your family is highly educated and they don't want you to be with somebody who's not educated, that could be a twin flame. Race, religion, age gap is another one. Okay. Wow. Color me surprised. Okay. Your person is going through some sort of spiritual practice, and that's helping them reinvent themselves. So they could be meditating, becoming aware, inner healing. They're going through a dark night of the soul. You can't go through transformation without going through a dark night of the soul. What is a dark night of the soul? It is extremely painful and difficult. It is losing everything. And if it's when you don't have anything left. You can lose your job, you can lose your money, you can lose your home, you can lose your health, lose your friends, you lose your family, you lose your pets. Have nothing. And it's not just becoming delusional in this energy to get out of it. No, my friends. It's learning what it is in place of lack. It's not running from
Hello?
as fast as possible. It's taking the time to learn what these lessons are giving us, because these are very, very, very important lessons. And I'm just noticing there's an E here. Oh no, it's a 3. It's a 3. But I said E, so maybe your name or your person's name starts with an E. And we have the Gemini card, which are the twins, right? I wasn't there when you needed me the most. Instead of trying to comfort you, I would jump ship before I could deal with my own emotions, let alone yours. So your person was an emotional avoidant. Indecisive, impulsive, unreliable, nosy, bored, easily unstable, and fickle. But they've been trying to heal this. Yes. So your person is learning to be intuitive, listen to themselves, passionate, loyal, smart, fearless. They're not going to be dependent on other people's perceptions. A mystic and stoic. We have Pisces underneath. Either you or your person could be Pisces. We have Gemini and Pisces now. Free will. looks like this person is learning to be resourceful and independent and taking action for themselves, which is the opposite of this. Whereas before they depended on another person's perception or other people's acceptance, now it looks like they don't need it. Union and in sync on the bottom of the deck. This person is focused in the future after being materialistic. My friends, I think this is amazing. Yes, absolutely. Your twin flame is going through massive change, so you can be in sync. Let me try to bring these up here. This is a great reading. When this happens, me and my little crystal piggy are going to be here for you. So please let us know. And I'm excited for all of you guys to find happiness and love. So let me know. Bye.
I came home and I just saw these little paws underneath the stairs. She was super scared, like everything was a threat. Anytime I took a couple steps, she would start backing up. But if I would lay some food out and just sit, she would be like, oh, okay, this is good. We started to build this connection, and our little balcony was a safe haven for her. So through that, I was able to get closer to her. And then I noticed that there was another kitten. Wait, you're not the same cat. And then there was another one. They realized when I came home and backed my car in, it's dinner, and that they were there. So one kid.
There's 5.
But they're all so cute.
5 cats.
Chip is super curious, and she wants to go figure everything out. She's definitely a leader. She would be the first one to come up whenever she'd eat out of my hand or play around with the toys that we had. It felt like finally we're friends. I definitely may have had an emotional breakdown when it came to, do I want to separate the kittens? It was really important that we had to get some medical help for Chip. We're kind of playing it by ear of whenever she would be comfortable enough to get her into a carrier to take her to the vet. Ended up leading a trail of 40 years again. He's just chilling. The kitten is in the back.
We got him covered up so he doesn't freak out.
We were able to get her to the vet. It was very smooth. Your weight, 2.2 pounds. It was the first time she's ever interacted with humans, and she did a lot better than I was expecting. She acted very sweet and docile. The vet team was like, oh, are you sure she's a stray? She's so sweet. How loud she was purring was just amazing. Like, it echoed. We found out that the eye is a birth defect, so it never fully developed. I was like, we need to make sure she's taken care of. We kind of did a test run of having her inside. She ran under the shoe rack. I went and just started petting her, and right when I touched her, she started purring so loud. We made a little room for her and had some food out there. Also had the little rocks. I'm so proud of you. After how quickly she adapted to being inside, we're like, oh, wow, she's ready. Unfortunately, we weren't able to keep her because of allergies. But one of my coworkers, they're a newly married couple, and they were super excited to bring a cat into the mix, especially someone that's like Chip. They're going to be working with the vet closely to see if could possibly restore some vision. We were super sad to see her go, but she's definitely ready to be curious in her new home and get all this love by this new family. With the other kittens, because they're more feral and they weren't adjusting that well, I knew in my heart that it would be a better idea to have them outside where they're all still in the community together. We got them humanely trapped and we took them to the vet, got them all spayed and neutered, got all their rabies vaccines. She would be like, oh, because they're more feral and they weren't adjusting that well, I knew in my heart that it would be a better idea to have them outside where they're all still in the community together. We got them humanely trapped and we took them to the vet, got them all spayed and neutered, got all their rabies vaccines and microchipped, so we definitely can keep up with them. I'm still treating them as my patio cats, so I know that where they're at now, they're all together and they are being taken care of. It's a really beautiful thing that we can all exist on the same planet, and sometimes it's really a blessing to take those moments where you as a human can reach your hand out and help them.
Listening to Resolving Reality Radio, the podcast for Ireland's new independent media website, resolvingreality.com.
Welcome to Resolving Reality. My name is Emmett, the creator of the resolvingreality.com website and host of this podcast, Resolving Reality Radio. Check out the website for all our social media links and platforms, which you can find in the footer on each page. Follow us on Twitter at ResolvingOr, both capital R's. Find us on YouTube, where you can listen to the podcasts, but also watch our video content. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We are on Mixcloud, but if you prefer to listen to the podcast in higher quality WAV audio, click on the SoundCloud icon to visit the Resolving Reality SoundCloud profile, where you can download the episodes in high quality as well. Resolving Reality Radio is now on Stitcher and iTunes, plus check out our BitChute profile, and you will find all those links right there on the website, resolvingreality.com. Ireland, once a place of cultural uniqueness, genuine religiosity, and ancient spirit. A place of rich heritage and druidic traditions, the island of the setting sun. Despite successive waves of warping distortions and foreign incursions, the spirit of the Irish remains somewhat intact. Today's Ireland, further warped by the foreign infections of pan-Europeanism, multiculturalism, and globalism, is now becoming increasingly ill with the soulless immorality and fanatical chaos that these ideological pathogens bring. The Irish rebel spirit, which burned for so long in the hearts of many, is now being extinguished by new forms of oppression and cultish fanaticism, drenched in materialism, political correctness, faux revolution, and docile conformism. This story is not just about the servitude of Ireland, but of the whole world, and its never-ending struggle for freedom from the tyranny of the few and their many machinations. Will this small island, never experiencing true sovereignty, plagued by subversion from without and treachery from within, ever escape the grip of the hidden hand that chokes it still? To resolve these concepts with me is my first returning guest to Resolving Reality Radio, Irish author and researcher Michael Desarian. Michael is a much respected voice and veteran within the so-called alternative research community and has published many fascinating works, including several books about Ireland and ancient Irish history, including The Irish Origins of Civilization, Volumes 1 and 2. This is a follow-up interview to the real story of Ireland, my first talk with Michael on the subjects of Ireland's origins, history, culture and sovereignty, and how Ireland has been transformed progressively from a culturally unique place into the typical westernised global state we see today. Visit Michael's websites, michaeldesarian.com, irishoriginsofcivilization.com, and also be sure to check out unslaved.com to absorb his many works, collaborations and interviews alongside his partner at the Unslaved website, David Whitehead. In this interview, we talk about the many factors that have transformed Ireland over the ages and how consistent trauma and chaos have played key roles in keeping the Irish people suppressed. We also cover Ireland's transformation in a global context, the mechanisms of control, and the use of divide and conquer tactics, including the engineered Catholic-Protestant divide. Also mentioned is the connection between Marxist ideology and Irish nationalism, Christianity and morality in modern Ireland, the new threat of Islamo-communism, and much more. So stay tuned and keep listening to Resolving Reality Radio. Okay, Michael, hello and welcome back to Resolving Reality Radio.
Thank you, Emmett. It's lovely to be back on. I really appreciate the invitation again. Thank you.
No worries. Yeah, the first one went down really well. It was kind of, it took a little while to get going, but thanks to your post on the Unslaved website, you got a lot of hits. And, some people got what we were talking about, and some didn't. Some were just complimentary, but didn't really get the message. And because, of course, it's not just about Ireland. It's about control, freedom, and tyranny in the world. And Ireland is as good an example of any, I suppose, to kind of examine this subject. And but having said that, looking at the world from everything of different civilizations and stuff like that, can you think of a better example of a country that has undergone such changes and over such a long period of time?
No, I can't actually. We were speaking earlier about the destruction of the Druids was a footnote, and then we even spoke even more broadly about the timelines. Of course, we were focusing there on prehistoric periods, but it's still important. It's still history, and if those have been falsified or deliberately misrepresented, it's you can start right there. You can start by the misrepresentation of Ireland's prehistory, and that's a huge subject that needs to be looked at. There's not just people in my movement that should be then interested in that. There should be a lot of people, even normal historians, who should be rectifying that. Then we moved to that story about even Egyptian relics, not even relics, Egyptian people buried in the soil of Britain and Ireland. Wouldn't you think that people would jump up and say, that is so interesting, it almost defeats other anomalies. This is more an anomaly than the crystal skull, or, it's up there. It's a very, very big anomaly. But the rest of my research, I actually did say in one piece of writing that it hasn't been even taken seriously by most revisionists, and I just think it's because they don't know what to do with it. I put together a whole archive of these anomalies, stitched them together also in a storyline that makes sense. Partly the dating we talked about and many other factors. But when it comes to Ireland, there's been nothing like the interest. Say that Zachariah Sitchin, I'm just throwing out a name as an example. His 12 books on Sumeria, these are worldwide bestsellers. On spinner racks, but even on a more serious note, people have read these to their great fascination. And that's about Sumeria, Babylon. To me, Ireland is even more interesting and betrays more anomalies than even Zachariah's work, as great as it is. And it's certainly very interesting when he talks about the Nephilim and the Anunnaki. I'm not taking away from any of the things he talks about. They're all fascinating. But I think that the anomalies that we find in Ireland are even more so. And yet look at the dearth of interest. And that has to be explained. And part of the explanation is indeed a conspiratorial one, because these Jesuitical forces that we mentioned earlier are still in activity. You can go and prove this. You can prove the lies from the Trinity University all the way up, the desecration of the megaliths and the henges, which is still going on. There's still Jesuit control of Tara right now, Jesuit colleges nearby, Jesuit centers. The whole of Newgrange has been under a jurisdiction of Mellifont Abbey. But Mellifont Abbey is a Cistercian abbey, right? And it's been owned by the Cistercian Templars, that land, and then on that land for centuries now is Newgrange. So do you really think that they haven't gone in there? and taken away important things, and that they haven't scripted lies about that one tomb, that megalithic tomb. They can't hide the astronomy, right, of the sun coming in the winter solstice. So, but they would have, if they could have moved the planet to make sure that that didn't happen. They certainly would have done so. But never under any, never underestimate the powers of duplicity that have also made this journey much, much harder. And still today, even despite my work, it's still way below the radar. And again, I thank you personally for showing an interest coming along, especially from Ireland. That's quite an anomaly in itself.
Yeah, and speaking of that kind of bias where there seems to be focus put on certain things, and absolutely the conspiratorial side of it as almost a distractionary tactic to knock people off the scent of getting to the core of things in the world. There seems to be a pattern of that kind of bias in some ways, and then also when you look at how the control system has attacked certain cultures, and I believe that your work has covered somewhat the going right back, the connections between other cultures that have kind of come under attack and that have been suppressed, albeit in different ways. For example, the Germanic and the Nordic cultures, the way the globalist wherever you call it, this New World Order stuff, it seems to be very hard on Germany and the German people and Sweden as well. Why is it that you think there's this tactic of suppression against them? Like, what do they all have in common, these cultures?
Well, that's right. It is a universal coverage, a blanket of lies and deception. There's so many reasons for that. It's the same thing we're talking about in terms of Ireland, but magnified across the board, and there's so many reasons for it. But you're quite right, the Teutonic Knights, who for most of their existence were connected to the Templars, they later broke away and became Protestant, which sort of distances them slightly from the Templars, but to all intents and purposes, and from an occult point of view, they are the Templars. They're just a wing of the Templars. We're talking about the Teutonic Knights. It's not easy to find information on this unless you go to the right books and the right libraries, but they had people know in Ireland that Cromwell did a burnt earth policy, a scorched earth policy. How many people know that the Teutonic Knights, under the direction of the Templars, but also the College of Cardinals, scourged the whole of Europe? And we're talking Prussia and some of the most ancient sites along the Russian border, you see, and all throughout Europe. You can't even really distinguish because it was blanket. And this is not to even talk about Charlemagne or Constantine, you see, and all the other purges of pagan, what they call pagan, laughably. Why don't we just use the word Druidic and have done with it, right? But this is another example. Pagan, okay, nobody has a faintest idea what that really is. It's one of these vague terms used by academia because they just want a placeholder when it's really the Bardic and the Druidic culture, or the Aryan culture, the Arya, who were not confined only to Ireland. Iran, the country of Iran, the ancient homeland of the Persian Magi, that is an Aryan bastion, as it is in northern India, you see. So in terms of Europe, the Teutonic Knights scourge can be proven. Michael Tsar did not make this up. It's history. Study the history of Prussia. Go back and study the history. Get a book on the Knights, Teutonic Knights, and pretty much you'll see that the Christian leaders, chieftains of these groups, scourged Europe, and particularly Germany. So Germany's been under attack. I've done work on what's known as the Black Nobility. Now this is normally considered a Dutch group, but actually they only went to Holland after they were kicked out of Germany. They're really German, by the way. They're really from the House of Hanover, and Hanover is a province in Germany. And German history tells us, I'll just mention this very briefly, that they are a criminal organization. Right? Germany, especially Prussia, and the King of Prussia, but most of Germany, Saxony, Thuringia, the Greater Germany, has always thought of the Hanoverians as the worm tongues, as the black sheep, as the deceivers, and they've had a bad reputation. You know who they are now? The British royal family, by way of the House of Orange in Holland, right? So here's a criminal institute. And that's not even talking about the Esterházys or the Spanish and Portuguese versions and all the rest of it, right? Just this one house, the House of Orange, which is a matriarchy, by the way, gave rise, some of their members moved over, in 1690 and took the throne, the House of Orange, with famous King Billy and all of that. And so they bring with them symbolism which is then very ancient, like the Star of David, the Red Hand of Ulster, all going back to Egypt. It's nothing to do with what Irish people think. And the Southern Republican imagery is very largely the same. And we talked last time about the purging of the bards, right? Of course, that was far, far, far back in time. But this the degenerate Black Lodge, they're called the Black Venetians because they also have connections to Venice, but they're ultimately from Hanover, the House of Hanover. And before they got to Holland, they came from France. And guess who they were in France just a few hundred years before? The Merovingians. What's this to do with Ireland? Well, the Merovingian elite were taught by the Irish Chaldee monks who sifted through all the Druidic connections. So wherever you turn, right, the power elite of today, be they British, Dutch, German, Venetian, or whatever, they're an international family, even going to Belgium, Luxembourg, France, Spain, Portugal, right? But this group, once you start following it, and I'm glad to see there's been some very good books on the Holy Grail, you know, there's famous ones and not so famous ones. That's another tie in there because it talks about a very important group in all of this called the Priory of Zion, which definitely exists, Sion, S-I-O-N. They're a core group within the Knights Templar. What we call Knights Templars and Cistercians are just sort of the outer lodges of a very sinister organization, you know, the Priory of Zion. So these are the steering committees that then have so much to hide. If their identity is discovered, their ancient origins, and also because they have had a worldwide campaign to suppress the Arya, the knowledge of the Arya, because they've got it, they're wielding it, they're working on it, their whole knowledge and traditions are based on it. So the real thing has to be purged. Constantine did it, Charlemagne did it, you know, the Merovingians and Carolingians, they've all done it. They've all suppressed the great pre-Diluvian knowledge and gnosis.
Yeah, and the like when we spoke in the first episode, we talked about the beginnings of that story, and then you were just covering there the different facets of the same agenda. And of course, when we look at Ireland, it's like the most famous and often forgotten about, I think, as well, among many circles, especially the politically correct circles, is the effects of British imperialism, which was just another kind of tool of the Atenists or whoever is anti-Druidic, basically. And it wasn't the first invasions. We had the Vikings in the 8th century, at the end of the 8th century. Dublin, Waterford, Wexford, and we had the Cambro-Norman invasions in the 12th century, aided by some of the Irish lords, I think. But I mean, that is quite a long time ago. But do you think that kind of marked the beginnings of the end for Gaelic culture in Ireland, or do we have to go further back than that?
Well, it all depends because just like in terms of Britain with the Anglo-Saxons, the Danes,